Welcome to Creators Light, your podcast for life design and self-leadership inspiration to create again light within you, to connect you with the light around you, and to contribute with your light to the world. My name is Sara, and I'm your host in this podcast with a big vision to connect people around the world again with their creative potential and their own light, to accompany them to design their own lives, living their dreams, and getting out of all kind of limitations, becoming the creators of their own lives. And in less than 2 weeks, it is Christmas. And Christmas for me is a symbol to celebrate with family and friends, a beautiful moment of union and love. But often, especially at this time, it occurs that exactly this busy pre-Christmas time is producing exactly the opposite feelings of love and union, and in so many cases, separation and conflict. And I was asking myself, why especially before Christmas? And in my opinion, there are two big factors. A lot of stress, like I said, and a lot of unspoken, unresolved conflict. And because my intention is to create an awesome December to remember, my last episode I dedicated to the beautiful and so powerful topic of letting go. And I was talking about 7 things we all should let go of before starting fresh into 2020. And today I want to dedicate this precise episode to the power of forgiveness. For me, as one of the most powerful tools to really practice letting go. So everyone, let's start to practice forgiveness with the intention to create a December to remember. And as you might hear, I'm just getting out of a really tough cold this week, but still this topic and this idea of sharing this episode with you, what was really so strong, that I said, even though I'm not in my best condition, even though I'm not in my full power right now, I want to share this with you. So please forgive me. Please forgive me some word mix up, some maybe not saying something right or not totally clear. And I forgave myself so that we can connect this week with the power of forgiveness. The power of forgiveness. What does it mean? What does it mean for me? And mostly I find forgiveness such a powerful tool because it is leading us, or it's giving a possibility to lead us to giving up the suffering of the past and being willing to really go ahead with far greater potential for inner freedom, to move on, to literally move on in life. And for me, moving on is as well making a shift in our emotional system and reaching that, or being able to really construct a new emotional base, getting out of all the negativity and all the negative feelings, and creating a new energy level. And I found a very beautiful quote, which is saying, to forgive is the highest, most beautiful form of love. In return, you will receive untold peace and happiness. It's from Robert Muller, and it is perfect to start this topic because it's exactly what I feel when I'm talking about it, because it is making a powerful shift. It's making a powerful energy shift. And let me share with you, to start with this whole topic, the first 5 reasons why I consider it so powerful, such a powerful tool. And the first thing is that I consider that forgiveness transforms. Like I said, it transforms our low emotions of anger or hurt, or as well sadness, into healing, into love and peace. And forgiveness, as a second point, helps us to overcome all these negative feelings of depression, anxiety, and rage, as well as personal and relational conflicts. The third point is that forgiveness is about really making the conscious decision to let go of grudge. I mean, that is so amazingly powerful to see that we can really make the decision with forgiveness. We can take a decision, an active decision. And 4 is, forgiveness is giving up suffering of a painful past. And last but not least, and for me the most important benefit, is that forgiveness is letting us open our heart again. And literally, for me, it is a heart healing process, because besides of the reward of letting go of a painful past, there are really some powerful health benefits that go hand in hand with the practice of forgiveness. And the most powerful benefit is, for me, associated to really reducing especially high blood pressure diseases, or with like lower heart rate and blood pressure, all circulate, or I don't know how to call these especially, but it is mostly related to heart diseases. And this is, for me, amazing to see as a correlation. And as well, it is helping us to improve physical symptoms, reducing fatigue, increasing the sleep quality. I mean, so many amazing things. And to my coaches, I mostly explain forgiveness in the following way. Forgiveness is like the process of taking out of your skin a sting of a bee, or a thorn of a rose or wood, which is poisoning, hurting, or infecting your whole body. And I repeat it again, just to that you can really catch it. For me, and that's how I explain forgiveness to my coaches, it's a totally Sara version, which is, forgiveness is like the process of taking out of your skin a sting of a bee. Now, when you step into a bee, or a bee is biting you, or a thorn of a rose or wood, which is poisoning, hurting, or infecting your whole body. And when you take the decision to heal, not only does your story heal, but also your surroundings and your future, because you're interrupting with taking out this sting or this thorn. You're interrupting a negative constant interpretation that possibly is as well the reason why again and again and again, you're infecting, you're poisoning your whole system. And this is often when we don't, I think all of us have had like a little sting or like a thorn of a rose or whatever in our skin, and it's like it's really reminding you all the time, and it's hurting, and then your finger gets bigger, and till sometimes it's already poisoning you. And maybe you have observed the fact that life sends us the same situation over and over again until we learn from them. And have you heard about the phrase, I think I said it as well here in this podcast already, it's like what you resist persists. And when you make a decision and choose to see your story and this what is happening, this injury or this being hurt situation from a different perspective, maybe from another perspective, from another anchor, you take on the responsibility of being the creator of your own story, and you become the owner of your own interpretation. It's that you're the owner of this little thorn, and you're the owner of this little thing, and you can take it out. You have the power you can take it out. And in order to change the interpretation of a negative event, you have to acknowledge, first of all, that you have been hurted, that it's a fact. Let's look at it. Let's look at this in the first very time. Let's really face it. Let's have a look on it. And this is exactly where it comes, that when we accept this event and we're not resisting against it, or we are pushing it away and we do not want to face it, then we have the possibility to really change the interpretation and really see this situation in another perspective. And with the information that everything happens for a reason, that really nothing happens without a reason, or causality, cause and effect, and that life always works for us, never against us, that life has sent us this basically experience to learn from it. We need to accept it in order to transform it forever. And it's important to use the power really of forgiveness to discover this healing, this profound healing power within it. And therefore it is the power of forgiveness is for me as powerful as the power of gratitude. And really thousands of psychology studies and all religions and spiritual practices work with the same power of forgiveness as an essential action in order to create a happy and autonomous life free from burdens from the past that do not let us move forward. Definitely not. And forgiveness is the bridge towards freedom from the past in order to create a new now and a healthy future. And today is the day for this liberation, literally. Today I want to invite you to step towards this liberation, which really when we look at every story of a superhero or like a fairy tale, we can identify that each and every story has this part of liberating us from the witches and betrayals, and making peace in order to gain the strength once more. And there's following situation which are the reasons, the biggest reasons for great pain and injury, who are the strongest cause of pains or injuries in our human souls, which is the first is rejection, abuse, being abandoned, dealing with infidelity, and public shame. And these are 5 concepts each and every one of us, in one or another extent, have felt or have been in a situation like this. And it's also possible that, for example, one rejection, let's call it in this case, rejection experience in our life has not healed and can cause repetitions of the same experience time and time after time and time again. And once we have been a victim of these situations, it is very, very possible that we even become a victimizer at the same time, repeating the story. It is often like this when you once have been rejected, that you have done the same thing out of your pain, out of your not healed pain. And today I want to really, put the emphasis on that. In this sense, we have here a double need in terms of the power of forgiveness, not only to forgive others, but as well to forgive ourselves. And one of the strongest accusation is literally self-accusation, which we make against ourselves. And we excuse ourselves so often, not being enough, not being worth enough, not being beautiful enough, of having made bad decisions, mistakes, or of being guilty of the circumstances. And these accusations are paralyzing and take away our opportunity to really find the growth and as well the knowledge and sense in the past instead. And basically to really they bring us guilt, shame, and embarrassment. And when we understand that all human beings always act according to the best information available to them at any time, any given time, and we accept that all these actions leads us to where we are today, we can not only accept others more, but also ourselves, freeing ourselves from this load of guilt, shame, and embarrassment, and transforming an experience, which literally, is an experience. Everything what we make in this life are experiences, into growth opportunity. And now the question remains, or basically which remains, is how do we give up finally, grudge, and forgive someone or even ourselves that has been hurt, disappointed, or betrayed us? And there are many beautiful techniques for forgiveness and healing, many different methods, from different approaches, from therapies, hypnosis, which today I don't want to get into the details, but what I want to share with you are different questions or different perspectives so that you can start to reflect on your personal process of forgiveness. And the very, very first point is that I want to invite you, as the opening of this topic, to really reflect on the root of your anger and grudge, and to allow yourself, as a very, very first point, to look at the situation honestly, without missing details about it, or rearranging details. And I want to invite you to pay really attention to how this anger is holding you back and keeping you like a hostage in your own day-to-day existence. And therefore, let me ask you two questions. What situation in your life left you still with an open wound? Who was involved? Who are you still carrying a lot of spite against? What haven't you been able to forgive yet? What are you blaming them for? What would you like to eliminate from your life? And with this first question, what situation in your life left you with this open wound? We can start to accept, or as well, you can start to accept that you're still hurt. And this is the very first thing. That's the very first thing. Often we say, no, I'm not hurt anymore. And then all these crazy emotions come up. Yeah, but the biggest present you can give yourself is to accept that you're still hurt, that it's still hurting you. And second, be aware of what impact this situation still has on your life, and ask yourself, what areas of your life does it reflect on? And ask yourself, what is going to happen if you still keep that guilt or resentment or whatever it is alive? What will happen when you keep this in your life? So the very first thing, like I said, to look at it, to pick the root, to look for this thorn, and or to look for this stench, or however you want to call it, which is still poisoning you. Look it in the eyes and identify it. The second one is one of my most favorite practices I practice with my coaches, which is to rewrite your story. And the story of a victim, which I think we all have told us once over and over again, and possibly as well to others. It is basically that we are becoming aware that we are totally celebrating often the victimized story. And it is really time to step out of this perspective that life happened to you and you couldn't do anything against it, instead of to really turn it around into a superhero or fairy tale stories. And I really love to use as well the examples of different fairy tale and superhero stories, because it is shown, or every story yeah, we got to know since we were little kids, is showing us that all the heroes and all the fairy tales are going through a situation of abandonment, or being abandoned, being abused, being rejected. There has been infidelity or public shame. Yeah, and understanding that we're not alone with this, and we have the chance to turn it around into a story of a hero. It is totally changing the whole perspective. And the idea is to really re-engineer that story so you see yourself in a more empowered way, to really construct, to really rewrite your own story, to really see what kind of lessons you took from the story and how you grew out of this really difficult moment in your life. Allow yourself to see it as an opportunity, even though it has been very difficult, but as an opportunity of strengthening you and of growing you as a human being. And this is exactly what is leading me as well to the point 3 in this task, is to develop your capacity for empathy and compassion for yourself. For landing in a painful situation, blaming yourself for not seeing the signs sooner doesn't help. And it's totally slowing down the process of making a change. And that is exactly what happens to us when we stick into this negative energy of blaming us, or struggling against us, or being this ashamed victim. It is very, very important, to see how, when we're feeling compassion for ourselves, how can we turn this perspective around. And especially when we come to this, when we come to this point, I want to invite you to ask yourself the following question: what would your life be like if you forgave this situation or this person? How would your heart feel about letting go? And what interpretation do you have on your life from that time? What prevailing emotion has remained within you? And what do you have to do to forgive yourself? And in this sense, when we come to forgive ourselves, I want to ask you as well, what did you learn from this experience? What mistakes did you avoid making in your future thanks to this experience? And in this sense, I would like to invite you to think, if at this time you acted in the best possible way according to your consciousness and knowledge, if so, would this be a good time to let this accusation go? Last but not least, as a point 4, I want to invite you to create a new association with your old story or neglectance or abuse. And perhaps you can practice a ritual that signifies the end of things as they were, or say goodbye to the past as you once experienced it. And to welcome the good, the support and the love that you now invite into your life. For example, to really make a ritual, like to practice the power of forgiveness in a ritual of writing a really grunge letter where you're expressing all your negative emotions, and after this you burn it into a candle, or you whatever you do with this paper, or you put it into the earth, or like whatever it is, to really transform the negative emotion, literally physically, into something positive. To light a candle, or to light a candle and to symbolize the brightness of this moment, and to celebrate as well, to really celebrate a new beginning, to make it a special ritual for you. And second, to write a letter of gratitude, to really give thanks to this experience and who you are today, and to really become aware of what you have gained from this experience, and who can you serve as well today with your experience and compassion. And exactly, the most important thing is that when you write the letter of gratitude, you no longer feel the grudge or resentment against that person. It is really important that first of all, the grudge goes out before the gratitude can start. And last but not least, like I said, to create a new association with this hurted child within us. To really start to heal this inner child within us who got hurt in this moment. And therefore, it is as well very, very powerful to really have a moment of self-love for yourself, to really find this, to connect with this compassion, and to allow yourself to hug yourself in the best way, to find this inner peace with your inner child, with your inner self. And there are beautiful as well techniques to do so, and I think there will definitely come a time that I might speak more about it. But this is something which is really important, to be compassionate. And always when some feelings of still negative feelings come up, to repeat and to repeat this process till you feel a liberation, till you feel that you can let it go. So to summarize again, the 4 points I want to share with you is like to, first of all, to identify the root of your anger or grudge, and to really to allow yourself to accept that you're still hurted, to really see it and to face this situation. Second, to rewrite your own story, to rewrite the story back from the victim into a superhero story who overcome this challenge in life. Third, to allow yourself to develop a capacity for empathy and compassion for yourself and this situation. And last but not least, to create a new association with your old story, and to put it to transform it into a moment of light, of healing, with a powerful ritual. And It sounds easy, and let me tell you, it is not so easy. I have been there in many different situations in life. In situations where I got hurted, where I hurted, or where I got hurted, and as well where I hurt myself, where I hurt myself with really unconstructive ways of feeling of I'm not enough, and getting into this spiral of so many things and so many negative emotions. And let me tell you, it is a process. But the most powerful reason why I always recommend to go through this process is the chance that we, or you in this moment, you have the power to take out this little thorn or sting which is really poisoning you. You have the power. And this is something which I want to close today's episode, that I want you to remember that you cannot control others, but you can control your own choices. And even though, and this is very, very important, that forgiveness doesn't have to mean that you agree with what happened. Because this is something which is very, very important, that to understand that we are, with forgiving, we are not saying that what happened was good or bad. Not at all. It is mostly that we are allowing us to not affect us this anymore. To really allow us to heal this experience. And often is, why would anyone want to forgive someone who has done something wrong? And like I said, it is not about letting someone off the hook for a wrongdoing, or forgetting about the past, or forgetting about the pain. It certainly does not mean that you stick around for the future to a person who treated you really bad, to a boss or to a partner or a parent or friend. It is about setting yourself free so that you can move forward in your life, so that you can forgive someone who wronged you, and still basically that you can allow yourself to move on and to really rewrite your own story, And I think this is the most precious, biggest gift you can give yourself, especially for Christmas, to really liberate yourself, so that wherever you go this Christmas, if it's like a family or friends meeting, and you're still feeling this resentment there or resistance, give yourself the present of liberation, of letting go, and of forgiveness. And create for yourself a December to remember. And yes, let me know how you're doing. Let me know what kind of questions you still have towards the topic, because I know it is a very important topic. We all, in one part of our life, have to deal with this. And I'm really, really looking forward to your comments on Instagram or on Facebook, wherever we are connected, so that we can heal together. So have a wonderful pre-Christmas time. Enjoy these days and all this or my wish, for you is that you really design your life, that you start to design your life, that you're living your dreams without any limits. Thank you so much for existing, and let's liberate us from these limitations, activating the power of forgiveness.